I'm Julie.
And I'm Melanie.
And we're Moms on a Mission,
empowered to bring abundance to our families.
Hey guys, so today is a little bit of a switch up. Melanie and I, have a huge amount of gardening to do right now, and we still have our families to take care of. And you guys may not know this, but doing Braid Girls, it takes us several hours to get ready, takes us a couple hours to film, and then it takes us about 12 hours to edit. And so what we're needing to do is, instead of having to arrange babysitters and husbands and meals and everything around Braid Girls, instead we're going to focus really hard on our gardening right now. And I will be doing my Braid Girl segments with Skype interviews. And the reason for that is that it doesn't take very long to get ready for a Skype interview. You can do it any time of the day. You can have your kids playing in the background. So it fits into our schedules a little bit better. We're still going to do videos together, but they're not going to be on a weekly basis. So hey guys, so welcome to Braid Girls today, and we have a guest co-host today. This is Tangi, the caver's wife. I feel like she is an amazing fit for Braid Girls because she has a lot of energy and she does so many of the same things that I do that I feel like you'll love her. She has different things that she does, as all mothers have their own take on things. But first off, Tangi is going to tell us about the essential oil that she uses in her home that she gets benefit out of, and then we'll go on with the show.
But I guess probably one of the most used essential oils that we use in our home is tea tree oil. And the reason for that is because I know that it has a lot of antimicrobial benefits as well as antibacterial. So I make my own household cleaners, and I like to put a few drops in there just because I feel like even though I'm already using vinegar, it just kind of gives it that added kick. And we are coming up on, well, we're right now in our area, strep throat, stomach bug, things like that are going around. And Mama's been blasting everything with the homemade stuff. So love tea tree oil. Okay, so last week I kind of outed myself as I'm overweight, and just here lately I have just been feeling really awful. Just, I feel it in my joints, I feel it in my belly, I feel it just kind of everywhere. And so now it's not even about the number on the scale anymore. It's about being healthy. I'm going to be 36 next month. And so I know that 40 will be here soon, and I do not want to go into my 40s feeling the way I do now. So I am on a journey to getting healthy.
Well, and I think everybody feels that way as we go from winter into spring. I think naturally we have a tendency to want to kind of cleanse our house, cleanse our bodies. We've been kind of stagnant over the winter. At least I know that I am. I think we're kind of like animals that way, is that we have seasonalities where we are one thing for a few months because that's kind of what our bodies need, or it's kind of the situation we're in, and then we move on and we're like, new season. And I think this is the time of year when a lot of people start to really crave the fresh fruits and vegetables. We've been living on meat and potatoes all winter, especially if you're somebody that does food storage. You've been living on your food storage, which is not for the most part living food. And right. So even I think it's kind of a universal feeling to come out of winter and say, I need a cleanse.
Yes. Well, it's even like you were saying, even in nature, if you have a dog, we have a dog, in the spring he eats grass. He eats grass to cleanse himself out, and then when you go outside and you see a pile of food, there's grass in it, and that's why he's eating it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for is grass.
I don't like to use the word weight loss because I feel like we were talking about this the other day too, that you have a friend that she could go into the doctors and they could tell her she's overweight even though she's solid muscle.
Right, right. She lives the paleo lifestyle. She eats very clean, and she is in CrossFit. She even teaches others CrossFit, and she is just thick muscle. And yeah, and she goes to the doctor, and according to their charts, she's overweight. And she even made a post on it on Facebook one day, and she said, "I just had to laugh." And I really think, that it's sad that they, that people in that field want to put everyone in a category or in a box and say, you're not healthy unless you fit this mold. But it's just not true, because if you take 10 different women who all weigh the same, they're going to be different heights, their waists are going to be different sizes, and it really all comes down to, are you healthy? Are you making good choices for yourself and for your family? That is what I care more about. And I have been getting on the scale just because I like to see the numbers go down, and they are going down, by the way. But I know at some point it's not going to interest me anymore, because my pants are going to fit better, or I'm going down another size, or I feel better, or I'm going to be able to work in the garden for hours and hours and not have to take a break. Those are the things that I look forward to. And just knowing, and I told you the other day, I tend to stay anemic, so I'm tired a lot. And I'm looking for that to change as well. So there's more important things than, charts and numbers on a scale.
Yeah. And I feel like, I think I come from a family with a lot of eating disorders. And I know that sometimes when you see that scale going down and down and down, it's not even how you feel anymore. It becomes the addiction of our society that rewards tiny people, and
Right.
that it can become addictive, that you wait for that scale to keep dropping even after you've already reached your ideal size. And for me, so for anybody out there that has an eating disorder, for me what really worked, because I used to be really obsessive about this kind of thing, not in the way that Tandy's doing it, but in an obsessive way. And what I ended up doing was I got rid of all the scales. We don't have a scale in our house. We don't have any full-length mirrors. Not because I don't like how I look, but because I don't want to obsess about it. And if I don't own a scale,
Right.
I can't get on a scale, and I can't judge myself and weigh my own personal worth according to what the weight on the scale says. And so I like this approach of how well do you fit in your clothes? How well do you feel in your clothes? Do you like the shape of your bum better when you're a little bigger than when you're a little
Mm-hmm.
smaller? I would rather have a round bum than a flat bum. And
Right.
so, right, it's just
Yeah. I ain't
some
about them mom jeans,
right.
I was thinking about this the other day. I just want to live my life. I just want to live my life. I don't want to feel like I need something and then tell myself I can't have it just because I'm trying to get healthy. I don't think that if I'm craving chocolate and I decide to have some, it's not going to kill me. So if I want it bad enough, and I was telling you this, my mom, she always told me, if there's something that you're craving, there is probably something in that food that you need. And so you need to have it. Just don't get crazy with it. And I think I've heard if you're craving chocolate, it's usually, is it magnesium?
Something like
Magnesium
that.
that you're deficient of or something like that. So yeah, my take on it is if I want chocolate and I'm eating healthy most of the time, I'm gonna have my chocolate. It's really funny too, because like my husband, his mom and sister did Weight Watchers, when during Weight Watchers, you could have anything from a can, anything from a package, you just watched your calories. So they always look for sugar-free, fat-free.
Yeah.
But sugar-free and fat-free tend to be completely toxic.
Yeah.
And still left them wanting something else. And I just think that's the way that the food, processed foods just do that to you. But if you say, I can have fat, I can have good fat, you really do walk away more satisfied.
Well, and where you're talking about packages and packaged food, if you think about what you put into a pot of chicken soup, and you look at what the chicken, nothing in there came out of a can. Everything started as a living animal, a living vegetable. Everything was alive. The only thing that wasn't alive was the salt. Right. You know, even the vinegar was alive if you put vinegar in your bone broth. And so now, if I eat 4 bowls of that chicken soup, I must have been really, really hungry. And is that binging? I don't think so, because there was nothing in that wasn't 100% nutritious. It just meant I was hungry. Right. And I think as women, we have to give ourselves permission to be hungry. And instead of looking around and thinking, why am I still hungry? What's wrong with me? Instead, we need to look around and say, why am I hungry? Right. When was the last time I ate? What was it I ate? I find that if my ingredients are excellent, if my ingredients are expensive, that I feel like I fed my body. And so for me, if I can make my dessert as close to real food as I possibly can, by making it not necessarily hugely sweet, but very decadent, very full of flavor, very dense, very nutrient rich, with lots of eggs and lots of cream and all that kind of thing, I find that my body treats it as a meal. And I don't have those sugar highs and lows, because the dessert itself was tons of protein, tons of fat with a little bit of sugar in it. And so even if I just keep eating it through the day, that protein is going to hold me so that I don't get the sugar spike. And that's how I have found to be able to do desserts and things like that for my family.
That's one thing with the chai tea. I was telling you that just kind of in the middle of the afternoon, I think everybody in the afternoon kind of has this slump where they're kind of tired and they're hungry. But with the full fat of the coconut milk, because the plan was I was going to have the tea and then I was going to have a snack. I didn't want the snack. Yeah. Because the fat from the coconut milk satisfied me.
Yeah. It's all about hunger. Am I not being mindful of when I'm hungry? Am I taking care of other things? I feel like your health and your stomach are kind of like a bank account, and if you pull too many deficits, you have to build yourself back up again. And when you skip meals, as a mom, it's so easy just to be like, well, I fed the kids and I've still got laundry to do. I'll be back in 15 minutes and I'll feed myself. But then it turns out to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You haven't eaten. And I really believe that the overeating and the binge eating is not a weakness on our part. It's a neglect. It's a personal neglect of moms not feeding themselves. And thus, it's that you're genuinely 100% just hungry. You're really hungry. Okay, thanks guys for checking us out. Make sure to go and like and subscribe to Tandy. She has an adorable channel. She's been talking a lot about gardening lately, which directly ties into all the healthy living stuff. So we will talk to you later.
Bye. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Flaville.
What will be recorded is your face full on my screen. I'm going to be very tiny down in the corner.
Okay.
And so...
Oh, no pressure there.
Well, I wanted to warn you that you are going to be the big face.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so now I'm going to see if I can figure out how to not turn you off while I turn off the recorder. I know that you use essential oils. Or do I know that? Do you use essential oils?